Hi everybody, today I'm going to teach you how to make Peeps. To make Peeps you'll need a couple of things. You'll need polymer clay in the color of your choice. This is a little bit darker than I want, so I'm going to mix it half with white. You'll also need some yellow craft sand, and I like to mix mine half with glitter, so I use clear glitter, and I like the glitter because it has a nice reflective quality, which is similar to the reflective quality of sugar. So I use a clear glitter and a yellow craft sand. Well, yellow because I'm making yellow Peeps. If you were making pink Peeps, obviously you'd use pink craft sand. We're going to set that aside for a minute. I'm going to mix these two colors and I'll be right back. Okay, so I use a pasta machine to mix my polymer, and that gives me a really nice, soft, workable polymer. It's very well conditioned, so I can get started right away. And to make each Peep, I need 2 balls of polymer, each one about 1 centimeter wide or in diameter. And the easiest way that I found to do this and get uniform size when I'm making more than one is to roll out a thick log or snake that's just a little less than 1 centimeter, and then I cut it into sections. And each section I cut at about 9 millimeters. And then I'll roll those into a ball. When I have 2 balls, I'm ready to get started on the Peep. I take the first ball and I roll it out into a snake or a log. And at one end, I make the beak of my Peep. Now, Peeps have kind of a pointy little beak, and I also like to try and smooth out the fingerprints that I might leave on there. I'll set that aside for a second. The second ball gets turned into a rough teardrop shape. So I'll squeeze one end and kind of flatten. So I'm squeezing this way and flattening this way. And then I'll set it down on the table. And the reason I do it like this instead of all in my hand is that I can smooth out my fingerprints a little bit when I'm doing this. So the back end, the Peep's tail, is thicker than the front. Now I'll take his neck and head, or her neck and head as the case may be, or maybe it's its neck and head, and I put it right on the front of the larger end of the teardrop shape. Now, kind of looks like it almost might be a bird, but not quite. To get the iconic Peep shape, you push down on the head and back on the neck here. So, and I do that simultaneously with my thumb on the front and my fingertip on the head, and I push back, and you can see that's much more like a Peep. Now, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. You could stop right here and you'd be fine, but I always like to take the side of a needle tool. If you don't have a needle tool, you can use a toothpick, or you can actually use a thick sewing needle and do the same thing. I use the side of it and I smoosh this down a bit. Smoosh, that's a technical term, right? So I just work it a little bit until I'm entirely happy with the shape of him or her. And once I'm pleased, I'll pull out my craft sand again. Oh, I forgot to mention, you also need a tiny bit of dark brown polymer, or you can use a translucent liquid Sculpey, or a Fimo Deco gel. You can use a liquid polymer for the eyes. So we're going to do that in a minute too. But right now we're going to take our craft sand, and I just put my Peep inside of it. And I completely cover it up, roll them around a bit. Make sure you've got craft sand completely covering it. And there you go. It's very cute. You need some eyes. And the eyes are not going to stick easily because there's craft sand all over it. So in order to get the eyes to stick, I'll take a little bit of my brown polymer and I'll roll it really, really thin. take the end off and just plop that bit aside. And I'll take my needle tool or my toothpick and make a hole where I want the eye to be. The hole will give the brown polymer a little something to grab onto. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little tiny hole there. And do the same thing on the other side. And try to make sure you don't have any sand on your fingers. Take just the smallest bit of polymer, the brown, and stick it into the hole that you just made. And you can see that it tries to stick to the needle tool rather than the Peep. Now turn him over, do the same thing on the other side. And he's done. If you